Are you ready for the best damn sports radio show on the planet? Man Hour Nation, rise up.
You don't want to be every time, no. I would like to personally welcome you to Man Hour After Dark. Say that then. While I bring you the host, Mike, Buck, and Cone. You know who's coming to the stage. Sports talk than what you about to hear right here. I second that.
Go. You know that that's us when we talking about sports. Giving you facts on the field to the core. Tune in, we need the support. 1 hour too short, then listen some more. On all your stations, not dropping no music. Stripes like Adidas, but Nike just do it. Down 4 in the 4th, we go for the win. Michael 2 seconds, we taking it in. Buck, Mike, and Combs, you know what's going on. Man, now we're After Dark, no LA, we the big spark. No 4th and inches won't cut you short. Got the best talking, it's all sports. Buzzing more than buzzer beaters. We coming live all through your speakers, go.
And what is up, everybody? Michael Buckasher here with the Man Hour. Head over to manhourradio.com. Check out the new blog section. Of course, become a members only over there as well. Little as $3 a month. You get a free extra content. Well, not free, but $3 a month, along with a hoodie or a t-shirt of your choice, and some other special blogs as well. If you miss any part of the show whatsoever tonight, you can check out the clips over at youtube.com/manhour, or you can listen to the podcast forum on iTunes, iHeartRadio, and Spotify as well. Got an action-packed show for you today, and we already got the comments rolling in, so let's go ahead and welcome the man, the myth, the legend himself, Brandon BC Combs. What's going on, bro?
Hey, man, it's great to be back. It was a great game last night. I know you probably have a different opinion on that, but it was an amazing game last night. The GOAT did his thing. 7 out of 10. I am pumped. Let's go.
Yeah, he definitely played a very, very well game. Not a good game, but like as well, the grammatically correct term for that. Like, he played a well game. That sounds so stupid. Like, let's be up and honest, but it is grammatically correct. But speaking of grammatically correct, he just turned 18 years old. The man, we can officially say the man now, Wyatt Williams. What's going on, Wyatt?
I turned 18 in September. What are you talking about?
Oh.
My birthday
I was flash forwarding. I was flash forwarding to next year because I am so depressed from last night still. It's just like, whatever, man.
See, this whole time you thought we were going to get charged with abuse of a minor the way we've been beating him down on this show.
Exactly.
But it's not. Now it's just assault.
It's been okay.
There's no minor
this whole
involved.
time. It's been okay.
It's assault with a deadly weapon with our voices. Our voices are so deadly nowadays. Watch out, people. so guys,
you know what's funny, or Buck, is that Wyatt's expecting me to come at you with like all of this stuff today. Like he thinks that I am just going to annihilate you and do things that we shouldn't do. Like this right here. I mean, that's just that's dirty. But I'm going to tell you like this. I'm not going to keep coming at you like that because Mahomes has been to 2 Super Bowls in 3 years. He's been to 2 Super Bowls, something Aaron Rodgers can't say.
Look at his face. It's already dejected. He knows it's coming.
Oh, God. I can't even catch a break when Buck's team loses. It's like, what do I need to do?
He's been to 2 Super Bowls. I mean, Aaron Rodgers has been to as many as Rex Grossman.
Oh, my God.
Wow.
It's
how many playoff wins does Rex Grossman have? How many regular season wins does Rex Grossman have? How many passing yards does Rex Grossman have? How many touchdowns does Rex Grossman have?
You know what? But all whatever those numbers are, they all lead to 1 Super Bowl appearance, just like Aaron Rodgers.
So, guys, before we get into too much Super Bowl talk here, it is stupid cold outside. Like here in Indiana, it's just like, I don't know, 18, 20 degrees outside. It's supposed to get down to like, I believe it was 0 or 3 degrees in the next couple of days. Combs, you are up off the lakes. Like, how cold is it up there?
It has been a steady diet of in the negatives. The wind, it would be like 9 degrees, but the wind chill is like -19. So
stupid.
Yeah, it's been crazy cold.
So before we get into Super Bowl talk, let's go ahead and address some of these comments here. Tori Anderson says, "Do we need to steal your shoelaces today, Mike?" I'm really confused by that comment. Do you guys have any idea?
Yeah, because he doesn't want you hanging yourself with your shoelaces because the Chiefs lost.
Oh, But did the Packers make it to the Super Bowl, Tori? I'm just asking for a friend.
You know what, Tori? I don't think they did.
Oh, yeah. Oh, perfect setup. And Wyatt Williams says, "Man, our nation, guess who's back? Back
yes,
in black."
Sir.
And then Tori says he's in Facebook jail, so I had to come over here to make sure Mike doesn't do anything rash. Tori, you should be on YouTube channel anyways, every day, man. Yes. YouTube.com/manhour. Be sure to hit that like button.
Tori, we're going to start having giveaways on the YouTube page during our live broadcast. We are going to start doing all sorts of stuff. Right now, every comment you make, Tori, you are earning points. So for every point you earn, you can gamble those points, and you can up them and up them and up them. And the leader at the end of the week, I guess, Buck, is getting some sort of award or a prize or something.
Yeah. So actually, guys, let me go ahead and jump into the loyalty points right now. I'm going to reset them at 0, just so everybody is on equal playing field.
Yeah, because I'm at 4 million. Right
no,
now.
I reset you last night, and you got 0. But so basically, guys, what happens over here on the YouTube page? We are giving away a gift at the end of the week. So each day you tune into the YouTube channel, youtube.com/manhour, you get points for every minute that you watch. So every 5 minutes that you watch, you get 5 minutes, or you get 5 points. Every comment you make, you get 10 points, and so on and so forth. So it is very easy. All you have to do is tune into the Man Hour over at youtube.com/manhour and interact with us, and you get more points. And if you ever have any question of like how many points that you have, you can put exclamation point points, and it'll tell you exactly how many points you have. So, and just like what Combs said, like if you are feeling risky, like you're in second or third place toward the end of the week, and you haven't tuned in one day, you can gamble those points, or you can gamble those points anyway. Just put exclamation point gamble space and how many points you want to gamble, and obviously you have to have the points to gamble. It's just like a slot machine.
And it's true. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. I've won more than I've lost when I've done it. And a lot of times when you win, I mean, you win a substantial amount. So, guys, I mean, look, it's free swag. It's a little bit of a way for you to have fun while you're on the broadcast. If we're talking about your Packers who suck or something like that, and you don't want to listen, you can just gamble and have some fun. I mean, it's one of those things that you can do. John Hoffman from YouTube says, "Wyatt, my man." Tori again says, "I'm cheap, but I'm not easy. You can pimp me out on here."
There you go.
I gamble every time I fart. Old guy issues.
Yeah, that is 100% true, man. So I was out here just like, so can I get extra points for being the oldest and most favorite Nana to the Big Points fan, as well as Man Hour top fan? If you come over to YouTube, I might slide you over some extra points there. You never know. You never know. So guys, let's go ahead and take a quick little break so I can collect my bearings and collect my thoughts. And we are going to talk about last night. We are going to finally address the elephant in the room. Super Bowl happened. So, Combs, do you even want to take a break, or do you just want to jump into it, man? Like, do you just want to kick me?
Let's go. I want to kick you while you are down. Like I'm going to make you bite the curb. This is what's going to happen right now.
So, guys, obviously the Super Bowl happened last night, and the New England Patriots won. It wasn't even close, to be honest. Like sitting back watching the game, even that first quarter, even though the Chiefs had the quick 3 and out to start the game, and then we drove down and hit that field goal and was up 3-0. As a Chiefs fan, guys, I never felt comfortable about that game whatsoever. Like, I never had, like, there was never, like, a confident bone in my body, like, all game. Combs, you are a Bears fan, so you know all about this. Like, even when you guys are up, like, you just, like you never felt like we are going to win this game, right? It is
especially
like
when they have a 20-point lead on Green Bay in Week 1. That's happened before.
But yeah, like
I 2003, I just like 30 years before.
Years ago,
felt good about it.
I don't blame you for not feeling good about it. Look, from the jump, that Tampa Bay defense was good last night. I mean, there's no two ways about it. Look, I know Tom Brady got the MVP last night, but the MVP of that Super Bowl was that defense. That defense.
Not the defense, the front four. The front four had pressure on Mahomes every time he dropped back. Like
that's what I was going to get to.
You can't, you got to single in Devin White too. You got to add Devin White. You can't just say front four. Devin White was amazing too.
Patrick Mahomes ran for 500 yards before a pass attempt.
497.
That's running
497.
backwards, running sideways. That's not including his actual runs for gains. That's on his pass attempts. He ran for 500 yards. That is ridiculous. What that Tampa Bay defense did yesterday was amazing. It wasn't just the front four, Buck. I mean, that secondary did an amazing job containing Tyreek Hill and not letting Kelsey get open too far downfield.
It is very easy to contain them when you have extra guys back there. When you don't have to bring a linebacker to put pressure on Patrick Mahomes. That helps to double team Travis Kelsey and Ty.
That's why I said it was the entire defense. It was an entire defensive thing. Because if that front four contains them, but that secondary lets Tyreek Hill or Kelsey get loose, there's no point. Because you saw yesterday, Mahomes was making things happen. He was that loss yesterday is not on Patrick Mahomes. He was still finding a way to get the ball in the air. What was the one pass that hit somebody right in the face
Damian
in
Williams,
the end zone?
wasn't it?
Yeah,
Yes.
He was throwing that ball as he was getting sacked, as he was going under. Like, I don't even know how he got that pass off.
He threw that ball with his body level to the ground. He threw that body laying flat across the ground.
And he threw it perfectly in the perfect spot. It was incredible, the things that Patrick Mahomes can do. And we're going to get into this a little bit later on. But, you know, the Mahomes talk about how great he is not over. It's just beginning. Like, this guy is only 3 years into his career. He's been to 2 Super Bowls and an AFC title game.
Yeah, go ahead.
Think about what he's accomplished since he stepped into the league. Okay, so he sits behind Alex Smith year 1, comes out year 2. He goes, 13-3, I think, 12-4, something like that. Wins the MVP. Goes on to lose in the AFC Championship to the eventual Super Bowl champion Patriots at that time with Tom Brady. Next year, he goes, wins Super Bowl and the Super Bowl MVP. Following that year, he goes on and is a MVP contender, goes to the Super Bowl, loses to the GOAT in the Super Bowl in a game that was not his fault. I mean, I don't think, like, you can't, like, toss this around on everybody else, really, but, like, I can truly say that was not his fault. Anything with that loss. Patrick Mahomes looked like the only person out there last night who genuinely wanted that Lombardi.
And that's the thing.
Seriously, like the only one.
Like, Buck, you and I see, your sisters in here saying the whose Super Bowl was done. There is nothing for you Kansas City Chiefs fans to hang your head about. Because, you lost the Super Bowl, but you lost it to the greatest quarterback of all time. And you might have the second greatest quarterback of all time, or maybe even the greatest quarterback of all time in your organization right now. When it's all said and done, will he get to 10 Super Bowls like Tom Brady? Will he win 7 like Tom Brady? That remains to be seen. But he's been
to 2 in 3 years.
If he stays on this trajectory that he's on right now, that team, the Kansas City Chiefs, are on path to have, if not the same dynasty that the New England Patriots just had over the last 20 years, to at least having a part of that same dynasty that the New England Patriots had over the last 20 years.
And I'll even go as far to say this.
This team is so damn good. You have nothing to worry about. Patty Mahomes is the real deal. The problem is Tom Brady is now in the NFC, and you may have to face him in the Super Bowl more than one more time. Like, let's just face it. This guy is superhuman. He's going to play till he's 73, and he's probably going to win 14 more Super Bowls.
Well, and I'll even go as far to say this. Like, we talked about what Mahomes has accomplished since he's been in the league. But if you really want to break it down, think about it. Let's take Tom Brady out of the equation. I know we shouldn't toss around a bunch of what-ifs. I don't like doing that. But let's take Tom Brady out of the equation here. Tom Brady is the only person that's ever beat Patrick Mahomes in a playoff game of any kind, whether it be a Super Bowl, an AFC Championship. If we take Tom Brady out of that equation, Patrick Mahomes has 3 Super Bowls right now, without a doubt. Yeah. Without a doubt, right now, Patrick Mahomes would have 3 Super Bowl rings, and he would have been a starter for 3 years.
It really depends on what defense shows up against him yesterday, because as much as I give Tom Brady credit, I mean, they put up 31 points on a really good Chiefs defense. However, what that defense did to the Kansas City Chiefs offense, to me, is more impressive than the fact that they were able to score 31 points. When you hold that Kansas City Chiefs offense to 9 points, you did something special in the Super Bowl.
That was the greatest defensive performance all year.
It was unfreaking believable. I think it was probably their best defensive performance since they played your Green Bay Packers, Wyatt. When they dominated that game after the second quarter, like it was the same defense that you saw, because after that game, after they played Green Bay and they beat them the way that they did, we came onto this show and we said, look, this might be a top 3 defense in the league right now. They are really, really good, and they really didn't play up to that potential again until last night. So they were really, really good last night. To me, that defense is the MVP.
So one of the biggest things, like there are several comments that I would like to address here, but Combs, let me just like address you real quick here. All year you have been saying that the Kansas City Chiefs play down to their competition. Yep. Maybe the Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense was playing down to their competition, and they knew they had to step up.
The difference was the Chiefs went 14-2, and the Buccaneers at one point were 7-5, and people were talking about how they were going to be a disappointment. Now,
yeah.
I think that I'm not so sure that they're playing down to their competition. I think the Chiefs do that during the regular season. They certainly didn't do that in the playoffs. The way that they played this playoffs, they played really, really well.
Let's
until
be honest,
last
though.
night.
All the teams
and I don't
really
even
showed
think
up
that they played
Chiefs too, though.
Yeah, but I don't think that they played poorly last night. I just think that defense was so much better last night.
So
who showed up to play them, though? Think about it. The Chiefs beat everybody pretty convincingly. I mean, they even beat the Bills pretty convincingly. They beat the Browns decently without Patrick Mahomes at the very end of the game. I mean, they put it to everybody pretty convincingly in my eyes. I mean, Chad Henne, think about it. For the fourth quarter, Chad Henne was the quarterback in that game, and they still came away.
The whole second half, yeah.
Yeah, and if Chad Henne is able to put you over like that, that's a pretty convincing win to me. Because there's a nice step up between Chad Henne and Patrick Mahomes.
But were they not playing well, or was Tampa Bay just playing better last night? I think that was
Tampa's defense. Absolutely.
How many times did he get outside of the pocket during those 500 yards he was running before a pass and make something happen, and it hits a guy right in the hands and he drops it? Like, he had, 2 or 3 touchdown passes dropped yesterday.
Oh, I think I saw more drops from Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce in one game than we'll ever see in the rest of their career. I don't think we'll ever see that
Travis
again.
Travis Kelce maybe not. Tyreek Hill's a beat you downfield type guy. He's not. He
runs very, very crisp. You need to sit back and really watch Tyreek Hill. He runs really, really crisp routes. Like he runs 4 to 5 move routes every time. And and his specialty is down the field. But look at all those short yardage catches that he catches like all the time. Like he will run a 5-yard out. But like he'll make like 17 moves and run that 5-yard out on you.
Yeah.
Like, he will. He'll run the Wes Welker specialty a lot. But his bread and butter, why you want Tyreek Hill on your team, is because as soon as you yell hike, you can throw the ball 70 yards downfield and he's going to run underneath it. That's why you like Tyreek Hill.
On that false start, when he like started like a step early, he was like 30 yards down the field before they blew the whistle dead. I was like, what are you guys doing?
Yeah, I was like, how do you call a false start? This plays like been going on.
Right.
Yeah. And that's the other thing too, man. I hear a lot of I'm not so sure if it's not really Kansas City fans that are doing it, but it's a lot of the Tom Brady haters talking about, the refs handed Tom Brady another Super Bowl. Just stop.
I'm tired of that. That's so stupid.
There were some bad calls. I will admit it. There were some calls where I was like, oh man, that's a rough one. And they called a lot more holding, but that's been a problem throughout the league, is the inconsistency with the referees. You only scored 9 points last night. The referees did not cost you.
No, nothing was going to save them last night. It's that simple. I can hear all the crying that I want to. That's all I heard from social media.
Buck's about to cry a little bit more.
From Chiefs fans
about to get pissed real
was
quick.
The refs. Oh, the refs gave this away. If you put up 9 points and Tom Brady puts up 31, I'm sorry, no ref is saving you. Like, I hate to break that to anybody, but if you're unable to put up a touchdown and your name is Patrick Mahomes and you've got all those weapons and the defense is holding you that bad, like they can't let you do anything, there is nothing a ref is going to do to save you. If the refs were on Kansas City's side the entire game last night, Kansas City still would not have won that game. I'm sorry.
That is a lie.
There's no way.
Okay. I have let you guys kind of like be all calm. Like I've stayed
Here we
calm
go.
as long as I could about this game. I am so upset about this game. So you guys brought up the refs. Okay, let's talk about those refs. Okay, you can do that all you want. Mahomes played his ass off last night, running for 497 yards outside the pack on a turf toe. I guarantee you, he's like he's in a boot right now with the hangover. But let's talk about those refs. First things first, on that pass interference call, I believe it was Mike Evans, the dude tripped and hit his ankle. The referee running down the field was looking at the end zone and looked back and saw the guys fall, and then 10 seconds later the flag comes in. I
agree.
That's a first BS call.
Yep.
BS call number 2. They threw a personal foul on the Honey Badger when Tom Brady sprinted across the field and got in his face. Tom Brady
no, he got in his face
Honey Badger said
after
something
Matthew
first.
got in his face
Honey Badger said something first.
Okay,
afterwards.
but you always get the second person. Tom Brady, the second person, ran across the field and got in his face.
The Honey Badger was the third person. Doesn't the third person get punished too?
No, the second person always gets caught. Let's be honest. Number three, okay? The Kansas City Chiefs stop them on 4th down. We stop him on 4th down and we get a BS holding call. Like Mike Evans tries to spin and the guy's like hand got caught in his jersey. It was total BS call. Number 2, we got an interception like 3 plays after that on the same drive. They called another holding on the opposite side of the field, and the guy ran a dig route and shoved him off. And it was like, whoa, what's going on? They called us a holding. And then I'll give you the offsides, but come on, like let's be flat out honest.
Fuck.
The whole Super Bowl was about the referees. It was about the first woman being a referee game. The referees got more freaking airtime than my man Tyreek Hill.
I understand what you're talking about, but let me tell you this right now. 90% of those penalties you just complained about
home.
And yelled about and cried
You are
about.
home. Where are you going?
Those
Out of your lair, out of your dungeon? Where
Out of my
where are you
garage.
going?
90% of those penalties you just whined about were defensive penalties. Your defense did not score 9 points. Your offense did.
But our defense would have held them underneath at least 21 points without those penalties.
And all right, so great. So then you lose 20-9.
Okay,
You still
but
lose the Super Bowl.
No, it is a momentum shift. Like on the series that I'm talking about, when Honey Badger got that pick, and then we held the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to a field goal after 2 or 3 penalties that kept the drive alive, and then we lined up offsides, air quotes there, and then it scored a touchdown like the next play. That was a team dejecting drive. You did a really good Photoshop.
So
That was pretty good.
I'm really proud
Was
of
that
you,
you, Combs?
No, I can't take the credit for that one.
Okay.
Okay.
I found
I was right, because that's good.
that
That's like
explains it.
it's like blended and everything. That looks good.
Hey, this one looks better though.
Shut up.
So
All right, so before we get carried away, before we get to a break, let's get to some of these comments because
we're not going to break. We have 15 minutes till break time.
Oh, okay. Well, our comments are blowing up, so let's get to some of these real quick, and then we'll let you whine a little bit more about the referees. Hoffy says Mahomes had 500 yards.
Wait, hang on. No. You were going through this way too fast. Let's address these real quick. Go back to Tori's about the Wisconsin
500
cheese.
yards one.
Oh,
That's
Tori's
why,
at the
that's what I
very
did.
end. Tori's at the very end.
Okay, because I do
yeah.
love some cheese curds. If you want to send those down.
Tori says Tampa Bay
Cheese
defense
curds are
became the
great.
first to beat 3 Super Bowl MVPs, which they did, in succession, I should say. And that's true. I mean, look, that Tampa Bay defense played outstanding in the playoffs.
Are you referring to like through the playoffs?
He's talking about Drew
Through the
Brees, Aaron
playoffs.
Rodgers, Patrick Mahomes.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Next.
Yeah.
The whole Super Bowl was dumb.
Over the hill, overrated, and the GOAT. Got it.
Yeah. Finally able to get in here on YouTube. Man Hour rocks. Well, thank
There
you
you go,
very
Penelope.
much, Penelope. Appreciate it.
Hit that subscribe button and then hit that bell icon, and you get
Thank
every
you,
time
Nana.
we go live.
That's
And you get points as well, so you're accumulating points.
that is
There we go.
boys. That's you know the one who always comments on here and says it's PK.
Yeah.
That's my grandma. My grandma's actual name is Penelope.
Okay, perfect. Well, now we
Is
know.
her last name Cruz? Hey.
Oh.
I don't even know what that means, but I don't want to know what it means.
Penelope
Danny
Cruz
said
is
the
a very,
offensive
very hot-
line killed us and some terrible calls on our defense. We
So-
just addressed that.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and finish addressing the offensive line. Eric Fisher going down in the Buffalo Bills game hurt the Kansas City Chiefs bad
A lot.
because he was the number 1 overall pick, if not number 2. I can't remember for sure.
Did they have anybody miss because of COVID? Off the offensive line?
So they did not, but none of them could. But none of them could practice until Saturday. So
They missed Robinson.
So when you lose that left tackle, at that point there were 3 positions on the offensive line that was affected. Like I believe the right tackle went to the left tackle, the right guard went to right tackle, and they had a substitute right guard.
I would give you the injury on that. I would say the injury definitely impacted them the most. I would say the guy's not this part of the season. The guy's not practicing until Saturday. Isn't that big of a deal? I mean, there are a lot.
But when you have a brand new offensive line, which they basically did, and you are not on the field together,
that's true.
Like until you travel to Tampa, that is hurtful, and it and it shows. Like I saw a stat: Patrick Mahomes dropped back to pass 40 times, and he had to scramble 25 of those 40 times. So
that's insane.
Yeah.
I mean, they were pressuring him on it seemed like every pass. It seemed like every time he stepped back, there was somebody already there in his face, and he had to make something happen.
in the second quarter, like I was trying to count, and like I could not count one play where he was not being scrambled one way or the other.
Wyatt, let me ask you a question, man. We come on this show, we talk during the day. Me and Buck will be talking. You don't chime in till like noon, 1 o'clock when you finally wake up. But every night we're on the show, man, you're yawning. Like you sleep till like literally after lunchtime.
I've been up since 6 today. I had school today. I've been up since 6 today.
Even when you do sleep in, even the day that you said your maids had to wake you up and move you down to the basement, and then you fell back asleep until your maids were done cleaning your house. You said you were on the show yawning that night. Like how can you be so tired?
I did not say mates.
You know, we've got people on this comment in here, which I know Buck has something to do with this. It said if you're watching this or if you're seeing this, right, hashtag Combs is old. So you got people in here saying, you know, even my girlfriend chiming in, hashtag Combs is old.
Yes.
And I'm supposed to be the old one, and you're the one yawning. Wait, like seriously, I'm the one that's out of pudding. I'm the one that's supposed to be at my like lights out at the home. Like, what's so tiring?
It is because Combs.
Or does Buck just bore you?
You had dinner at 4:30. You had a nap at 5 or from 5 to 7.
I actually have not even had dinner yet.
Well, you should probably eat dinner. It's bad for your health.
I know. I'm gonna eat dinner when I get off of the show. It wasn't ready yet.
Back to the comments here. So my sister comes in and says the offensive line killed us. 100% positive. Nana said she never misses a show. Man, thank you for the support. We highly, highly appreciate that. We cannot get enough of your support. We love it.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, you can sound a little bit more excited about it. I know you're dejected, Buck. I know you're upset. Nana, look, we love you. We appreciate everything that you do for us. We appreciate the fact that you were able. Is this your mother or your father's mother?
This is my mom's mom.
We are appreciative of the fact that you were able to conceive Wyatt's mom, who was able to conceive Wyatt, who was able to bring in his luscious locks into this world.
Luscious.
And he comes on this show and graces us with his presence and his wisdom. Unless he is calling basketball games as the second best, as Buck said last week. I'm not sure if you heard this, but you are the second best game caller behind Matt Dennison in the Southern Indiana area.
Matt Dennison is the GOAT at everything. Okay. I am second.
So I just wanted to make sure that you heard that. But no, Nana, we definitely appreciate everything that you're doing. We appreciate all the, you do. I know you do a Facebook stream with all your friends and do all that stuff. So we appreciate everything that you do for us. Buck's just in a mood tonight because his Chiefs lost the Super Bowl. They lost to the GOAT.
I'm not sad that we lost the Super Bowl. I am sad that it wasn't even close. I think the Packers Bucks game was better than the Super Bowl.
It was.
We did have a viewer who did say that the Super Bowl wasn't going to be close, and we reamed him for it. But he had it the other way. He had a 45-17 for the
Shout out
Chiefs.
Tim.
Good call, Tim. So
Maybe he just spelled Buccaneers and put a C in front of it. I guess maybe I don't know.
Danny
Buccaneers?
says it's so cold here. My comments are taking forever to post. I think my internet is frozen.
Yeah, that's why you should go to youtube.com/manhour. Those comments are rolling in.
She says, what we got here? Victoria says points. Danny says, I have you on my TV now.
Hey.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Big time.
I mean, we're coming at you. Are we coming at you in 4K HD right now? Oh, shoot.
StreamYard only streams is
likely.
780, so.
Oh, listen to Mr. Smarty IT man over here.
You can't see
Even all his fancy language.
how luscious his locks really are.
You can't.
Unless you get into 4K.
They dominate the screen.
Hoffy says Pats beat the Chiefs only because the D lineman from the Chiefs gave it to them. Yeah, I mean, you're talking about that was D Ford, right? The offsides.
Oh, he is.
Couple years back.
Are you flashing back to there? Don't get me started about D Ford. How do you line up 5 yards offsides and then through
He
the
did
like?
that on purpose. I know he did.
I didn't know I was offsides. I didn't know. D Ford, I love you, man, but I'm so glad we shipped you out of town. Like after that, how do you not know you're 5 yards off the ball? Come on,
He's like
man.
Kevin King.
Jeez.
Oh God, don't even bring up that name. I'm just now
Michelle
starting to
chimes
get
in and
over it.
says,
Combs
"What's
is
up,
poking all the Bears tonight. Get
I
him
know he
out of
is.
here.
Yeah, what is the Bears fans saying all this stuff for? At least we're
Michelle-
contenders, Buck. What are we putting up with this crap for? Okay,
Because
this
we're so
hasn't been a
used to
contender
losing, that's
since
all we do
85.
is talk shit about other teams. That's what we
This
do.
guy hasn't even been a contender since '85. What are we listening
You're
to him
right.
for? What is he giving us
I'm
crap
not
for?
disagreeing with you. You're right.
But
Michelle says, "What's up, man? Hour? I couldn't wait for tonight's show. Gronk was on, dude. I'm
Gronk
so
was
mad at myself.
insane.
So there was a bet that I could have made. Could have put $100 for Gronk to be a touchdown scorer. It was a plus 1,200.
You didn't bet for Gronk to score a tutty?
I did not.
didn't we sit here on the man hour and say it was going to come down to Kelsey
Yeah,
versus Gronk?
Combs, you literally said, man. You literally
Look,
said this is a
didn't
tight
place
end
any
game.
bets on the game. I didn't place any bets on the game. I'm kicking
Combs,
myself in the
man.
ass. I know. God.
Man, like you literally have one job in the world, and that is to bet games. We sit here and we give you prop bets, Combs, and you don't take the bets and you lose money and you complain about, oh, I could have won this. Well, why didn't you win it?
Exactly.
Because I'm not rich like you, Buck. I don't have just money to throw at things. So Tori Anderson says, all gas, no effing break, which is Matt LaFleur, except on 4th and 3.
Oh, God.
YouTube is faster than Facebook. Weird.
Yeah,
Hoffy with
because
Combs is old.
yeah,
Tyreek Hill is Hayward Bay with better hands. Ooh, Buck, you want to address that one?
no, I don't, because I agree.
Ooh, interesting.
So I think Tyreek Hill is a great X factor wide receiver, but he will not go to a team and make the team more improved, right? Like he fits the Kansas City Chiefs system perfectly because he has a strong arm quarterback with a offensive minded coach. Like, let's say he would go to the Baltimore Ravens. Tyreek Hill is not Tyreek Hill over there because Lamar Jackson is trash and doesn't have a strong arm, and they do not have a strong offensive-minded coach. So Tyreek Hill is, like, we talk about Tom Brady being a system guy. Tyreek Hill is a system guy 100%. Because did you guys know before Patrick Mahomes was on the Kansas City Chiefs, Tyreek Hill was there, and he was not doing that great. He was a bottom-tier wide receiver with Alex Smith at the helm. So,
yeah, I have a hard time liking him to Hayward Bay.
I mean, that might be a little slap in the face a little bit. Like, I would compare him more to like Juju. Like, Juju needed Antonio Brown to be successful, right? So, like, Tyreek Hill needs Patrick Mahomes to be successful.
Hill is just a little faster than me, says Brian Pirtle.
I'm sure Brian Pearl probably runs at least a 12 flat 40-yard dash. So, I mean, he's booking.
No. Big guy Pirtle runs a 3 flat.
3 flat.
Brian does, yes.
So he takes
Brian's the man.
three steps and he's flat on his back. Like
No.
Danny says Brady should have got a call on him. When you give them 7 times to get a touchdown, she's a Chiefs fan crying about the refs again.
No, I believe she's referring to the honey badger when the Tom Brady got up in his face. But it is what it is.
You are walking back inside. Oh, because you said you were going home.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and jump back into the show here, just a little bit. We will address more comments throughout the show, definitely 100%. So the question that I'm going to propose to you, Wyatt, first here is: Brady did win his 7th ring going into this year. He is 7 out of 10. What did Brady prove by winning this Super Bowl?
I don't know. I don't think there was anything really left to prove. The only thing I guess you could say he possibly proved was that he could do it in the NFC. I mean, if you're going to pick on something, that's probably what it is. He proved that at 43, guys can still do it, I guess. They can still show out on the football field. He proved that he's not washed. He proved that he could beat the kid. Other than that, there wasn't really much to prove. I mean, here was my biggest takeaway was for whoever it was, okay? It wasn't me. It wasn't any of you guys, but whoever it was that could possibly in some way think that Tom Brady wasn't the GOAT. If there was anybody on planet Earth that had any shadow, any flake, any shade, any flash, any pinpoint of a doubt, it's over now. Like,
yep, I agree.
There is no way, there is literally no way you could consider him second to anyone. I couldn't even consider him second to anyone in American pro sports, in pro sports as it is. I couldn't consider him second to anyone. I really couldn't. I can't think of anyone ever that has done what he's done. Tom Brady has more Super Bowls than the Pittsburgh Steelers and the New England Patriots. They're NFL franchises. They have been around, okay? Pittsburgh has been a thing since the beginning of the NFL pretty much. I mean, he has more Super Bowls than them. If he wins one more this year, then he will have 2 more. Then, or I think it's like, hold on, it is, if he has 2 more, if he wins one more, there is like, I think 20 NFL franchises. It's some number around 20 that he has more Super Bowls than.
No, he's already got more Super Bowls than any franchise.
No. I mean, if you put them together,
Oh,
like
yeah.
the bottom,
No,
like the bottom 15, bottom 20, something like that.
Yeah.
If you put all their Super Bowls together, then he's got more than all of them. That's
insane.
mind-boggling.
It's
It
insane.
just doesn't
He's
make
got
sense.
more than Dallas, more than Pitt. I mean, you're talking about the Dallas Cowboys. The Cowboys fans will still tell you how many titles they've won, and they haven't won one since like 1996. So you're talking about a guy who has won more Super Bowls than any of those teams. He's been to more Super Bowls than any franchise other than the New England Patriots, and that's because he took them to 9 of them. If he goes again next year, he will have the same amount or more Super Bowl appearances than any franchise. As a it is uncanny what this guy is doing. He did not need to prove anything. He didn't have to prove anything. But last night, like Brian Pirtle says, maybe he proved he didn't need Bill, but he was the system in New England. I've said that for a long time. Like, they needed each other back then. They needed each other to start everything up. But Tom Brady kept evolving, and Tom Brady kept being the reason why the New England Patriots were so good. Tom Brady was making names for these wide receivers, and that's where the difference is. Yes, Bill Belichick had a lot to do with the drafting and the making moves and getting guys that fit the system, sure. Absolutely. Bill Belichick was great at that. He's one of the greatest coaches of all time. But Tom Brady is the guy on the field making all the plays happen. Tom Brady was the Patriot way. And we've heard players come out and say that have played with him. Who was it just the other day that was on?
Danny Amendola.
Amendola, who was on saying,
"You are great with names, Holmes."
What?
You are great with names, aren't you?
I'm awesome with names in the spur of the moment. But at any rate,
we knew what you were talking about.
Amendola comes out and says, like, Brady, it's clear that Brady is the reason why the Patriots are the way that they are. The Patriot way was Tom Brady's way. And so he didn't need to prove anything already. I mean, you already been to 10. Even if you lose last night, you've still won 6, and you've been to 10. Like, that is
pretty
you
good.
spent half of your career going to the Super Bowl. That's ridiculous.
So Combs, correct me if I'm wrong. We sat here on the Man Hour probably when the Buccaneers were 7-5 and they're going into their off week. I believe you said that Tom Brady was a system quarterback, right?
Yeah.
So I think Tom Brady proved us all wrong that he wasn't a system quarterback. Just because we all thought that Bill Belichick had such a great system up there, but it turns out that Tom Brady was, the system, if not all of the system, and he moved it to Tampa Bay. So what Tom Brady proved is exactly Pirtle was like right is that he did not need Bill. I mean, like that proves to me that maybe if Tom Brady would have left New England earlier, he could have 12 or 13 Super Bowl rings, to be honest with you.
Yeah, this guy is out of this world. And the thing that I don't understand, there's a post out there on Facebook, or you probably Google it. It has images of Tom Brady every year he's been in the league. He looks younger now than he did in 2001.
They played a little slideshow on the old Super Bowl, and yeah, he definitely.
It's insane.
Didn't
age very well.
He's not age. He's getting younger as he goes, and to be 43 years old, winning Super Bowls. Not
it's exactly
team 2 Super Bowl, but winning Super Bowls.
Yeah.
That's insane.
It's exactly like LeBron. I mean, they both have dumped so much money into their body. I mean, they both spend millions of dollars every year on making sure that they age like a fine wine. That's what they're known for, is that they are the two wonders who don't age. I mean, like you said, Tom Brady looks just as good as he did day one. LeBron James is the same way. I mean, LeBron James is 37, 38 now, and he can still dunk with his head above the rim. Tom Brady is 43 and can still throw touchdown passes in the Super Bowl and can dominate teams in the Super Bowl. It just goes to show that these guys took care of their bodies, and down the road, that's paid off. I mean, it's shown that they can still be competitive at this level. Now, I will say, I didn't want to say this at the beginning of the year, but I had a feeling it was going to come. I think after watching this, Buck, you're too old. I think after watching this, that
I'm so dejected.
In my head, I have confirmed that Belichick needed Brady. I don't think that Brady needed Belichick whatsoever, honestly. After watching this, I can't confirm that, because
see,
he literally
it's not
left.
fair
And
when you look at it like that, though. And I said this before, because we talked about this when
he played in a harder division too this year.
Right, but the thing is that Brady went to a team that was fully loaded already. Brady went to a team that had everything except for a quarterback that was of Brady's style.
And they added more pieces.
Yeah, I mean, you brought in Gronk, you brought in Antonio Brown for sure.
Leonard Fournette,
Bill
huge.
Belichick was left with nothing except for, I mean, you got Cam Newton come in, and I mean, we all know Cam Newton is not what Cam Newton used to be. He's not.
And they had
MVP
12
Cam
guys
Newton.
opt out because of COVID too.
Yeah, their entire
so
defense, dude. Patrick Chung, all of them were gone.
You cannot put this year into Bill Belichick's legacy as to what he is as a coach. I would say 2 or 3 more years down the road, if they're still not winning, then yes, you can say that. But Belichick was in a division that was really good with Buffalo and Miami, and he had half of the pieces that he had last year. So the Jets don't count.
I will say though, like, Belichick hasn't really done anything without Brady, though. I mean, think about it. The guy got fired in Cleveland. Now we see what he did in New England without Brady. He can't make he literally can't make the playoffs without Brady. He has a losing record without Brady. Like, a lot of people don't know that, and a lot of people don't want to admit that. But Belichick
they were winning
doesn't
the year
win without him.
They were winning the year with that Brady came in and took up for Drew Bledsoe. That team was good. They were winning with Drew Bledsoe, and then he got hurt. So I mean, that's again, it's an unfair comparison because you don't know. I would say 2 or 3 years, if the Patriots are still running, 6-10, 7-9 records, then yes, we could start to look at, hey, was it Brady or Belichick? But not just this year. I don't think it's a fair comparison for either one of them, to be honest with you.
I think we're going to look 5 years down the road, and they're going to be right at that 8-8 level or lower.
And Tom Brady's still going to be going to Super Bowls.
Only time will tell. But it is a time for our first break, guys. We're going to take a quick little break. On the other side of the break, we got the infamous Way or No Way presented by Thrive Fantasy. Stick right here on the Man Hour. We'll be right back after this short little break.
Man Hour Nation, what is going on? It is time for your favorite segment of the week, and we're cracking out because Buck is just a cranky old man tonight. He is upset about his Kansas City Chiefs losing. He is cranky and old, and you'll see what I mean in a minute. But moving forward with our Way or No Way segment, everybody's favorite segment of the week, we're going to kick it off with a little bit of Super Bowl talk. So earlier today on ESPN, Stephen A. was talking about how the GOAT talk with Patrick Mahomes is over. So I'm just going to ask you guys this. Mahomes is the GOAT talk is not just over, it's just beginning.
I'm sorry. Buck is killing me right now. Okay. No, it is not over. No. Oh, my gosh. No, it is not over. He is an exceptional talent. We saw that all Super Bowl Sunday. He is amazing. I mean, literally, we talked about it earlier. We saw the pass where he was like parallel to the ground and he threw a dot. I mean, he hit the guy right in the face mask. We saw that several times. That loss was not his fault in any way, shape, form, and or fashion. That loss was sheerly on the fact that the offensive line was probably would have been just as good if I would have hopped in there and played a little bit. I mean, I thought there for a minute they were going to call me and ask me to come up or something. I mean, it was pitiful offensive line wise. It was so bad. It was rough. It was rough to watch, and I hated it for. I hated it for him. I can't take Buck seriously right
now. Next question.
Look what his sister commented.
That was the whole point. It was the Bernie meme. Sheesh, if you guys did not get that. So, Combs, I have been going back and forth on this 100%. And was it you that sent that Russell, the Seahawks quarterback, also played Tom Brady for his second second Super Bowl, his
So it was
third year.
The first year he lost in the playoffs. The second year he won a Super Bowl. And third year he lost to Tom Brady in the Super Bowl. And same trajectory that Patty Mahomes has done.
Yeah, and I believe people were saying that Russell was the next greatest thing. He was going to be unstoppable. He was better. He was going to be better than Peyton Manning and Drew Brees. And what?
Come on, you can agree that. I mean, Patty Mahomes is going to be better than Russell Wilson, right? He does more than what Russell Wilson could do. You don't think?
What can he do that Russell Wilson can't?
Dude, I mean, we were watching this guy throw parallel to the ground a strike. Like, this guy can do things that no other quarterback in this league has ever been able to do.
Okay, so
I will take both sides on this. Russell Wilson has had some pretty incredible plays. Russell Wilson has had some plays where he was getting tackled, he was falling down, he was close to the ground. He dumped it off. I will take Combs' side as because the play that happened with Russell Wilson was a pass for 5 yards, not 30. I mean, Patrick Mahomes was pretty much laying on the ground.
Hang on,
and threw a ball 30 yards on.
You guys are patting. You guys are patting a guy on the back for an incomplete pass.
It's not his fault. He can't catch the ball too.
You are patting a guy on the back for an incomplete pass. It goes up as an incomplete pass on the stat column. Whether he was on
so he does everything except for.
Is he supposed to catch it?
Except for B Bugs Bunny. He can't pitch hit and catch the ball after he hits it.
Is he supposed to catch it? Is that what is he supposed to run down there and catch his own pass?
Brett Favre does. Steve Young does.
Oh my God.
Jesus Christ.
You guys are out of your mind. Of course Patrick Mahomes is going to be the GOAT. I set you guys up to knock you down. Man, this guy has been to 3 AFC championships his first year in the league. Of course you can crown him. Put him in the Hall of Fame right now. I don't care if he plays another snap for the you can do that all you want because guess what? He is going to get up again. He's going to get knocked out again. He's going to get up again. The only reason why Tom Brady has 10 Super Bowl appearances is because the AFC has been total crap for the last 20 years. The AFC has been shit. Let's be honest. The one time that the AFC is good, D4 had to line up offsides. Let me air quote that because he wasn't offsides, right? If you look at the camera angles, but he was definitely off like offsides. But the refs definitely had to give Tom Brady a second chance to win that game. And then in the Super Bowl, he played a pretty bad Rams team. Let's be honest. Of course, Patrick Mahomes is a GOAT. Come on, man. No questions.
Look, I agree. Look, Mahomes is.
I'm so glad
I don't know if he's
going
to be the GOAT.
I don't
know if he's going to be the GOAT, but he's going to be in the conversation.
He'll be top 2, top 3 at worst.
Yeah, I
think he's already top 5.
I see. That's where I agree with Stephen A. Is that talk is over for right now. 3 years into the league, it's hard to determine whether or not you're a top 5 quarterback of all time. Let's see your trajectory over the next 5 or 6 years. Let's say he has a career-ending injury next year, and we hope that never happens. But if it did next year, are you talking about him as a top 5 quarterback of all time?
Yes, I've been saying that since before the season.
Look
at what he's done in 2 years.
You're wrong then, though. You can't have a quarterback over 3 years
Look what he's done in 2 years.
I don't care if he won all 3. You couldn't talk to him about the greatest.
He's looked 5. Incredible.
Well, Combs. So on the other hand of that coin, let's say he doesn't play another snap in the NFL. He went to 2 Super Bowls in 3 years and 3 AFC Championship games. Is he a Hall of Famer?
I think he's already a Hall of Famer. I think
what other starter can? I don't think so because the body of work just isn't. The body of work of 3 years just to me just isn't enough to get those types of accolades. Like it's just.
So is Russell Wilson? Is Russell Wilson a Pro Bowler? Or, I mean, is Russell Wilson a Hall of Famer?
Russell Wilson's a Hall of Famer. Yeah.
He's already done just as much as Russell Wilson has in 3 years. He's done more, I think.
I understand.
He's done.
He's done.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm not disagreeing.
He's done more than Dan Marino. He's done I understand that. Like he's done more than those guys, but those guys put together a longer body of work that you could critique. You can't say that a guy who's really good right now. I mean, if that's the case, then I mean, let's throw it into something that I could talk fluently about, which is baseball. Wyatt, if that was the case, then after 2016, Kyle Schwarber would have been the greatest power hitter of Cubs history. Like, you can't take that short body of work and talk about how great a guy is against a guy who's done it for 10, 15 years. You have to have at least, I would say, to me, you have to have at least 7 years for a body of
second
work.
part of the show, Blake. So we will address Blake's comment after our interview with JD.
Actually, it's coming up here. It's coming up here in
it's one of the way or no ways.
Okay. So before we get too carried away, do you guys understand we are probably looking at the best NFL as far as talent wise from worst team to best team across the board? Because if you would look at the AFC playoffs this year, any one of those teams could have easily made it to the Super Bowl. The Browns, Bills, Packers, any one of the AFC teams that made the playoffs could have definitely won the Super Bowl.
I don't think so.
I don't think the Browns would beat the Packers.
Okay. I mean everybody but the Ravens, of course.
No, see, I think the Browns could have beaten the Packers because of the
of
best,
course you do.
No,
of course the Bears fan does.
No. I think that the Browns' run game would have destroyed the Packers' run game.
Did you not see what we did to Derrick? Ever since we played Derrick Henry, our run defense was just fine.
Derrick Henry has been stopped by quite a few defenses.
Yeah, and the Chiefs.
Derrick Henry has 5 or 6 great games a year. The rest of them are mediocre.
Are you jumping on the Buck bandwagon and he's not the best running back in the league?
Oh. He's not the best running back in the league.
Oh my God!
No
He's
way. Yes way.
You know what? I'm gonna change number 2. Number 2 question: is Derrick Henry the best running back in the league?
Way.
No way. No
way.
Wrong.
He got Offensive Player of the Year. He was the best offensive player this year, pretty much, other than Aaron Rodgers.
Because Christian McCaffrey and Saquon Barkley were hurt.
No, I'm talking about a true running back, a guy that we can hand it off to, not a slot wide receiver in Christian McCaffrey.
You can hand it off to Saquon. What are you talking about?
Okay.
Saquon right now is probably the second
Saquon
best
is
running
not
back
better
in the
than Derrick
league.
Henry right now.
CMC, yes, he is. And CMC
not with that
is
offensive
the
line.
second best.
If he had a better offensive line, yes, I would say he is. But he doesn't have the offensive line to be that good.
You're wrong.
He does not have the offensive line to run for 2,100 yards.
He's not 7th like Buck says.
No,
but
he's
some
definitely
of
not
what
7th.
Some of Buck's reasoning for putting him at 7th, I did agree with. He does, but that's pretty much all running backs. Not all running backs are going to have 16 quality.
So Combs,
150-yard games.
You're telling me you want a bell cow running back, okay? That I'm going to hand off to every single. I'm going to hand it off to him 20 times a game.
I will take Saquon Barkley every day of the week.
Over Derrick Henry.
And CMC over Derrick Henry, yes.
I'll take 4 running backs over.
You know why? Because
Stop
Derrick Henry runs north to south. These guys can make you miss east to west and north. These guys are the total package. Derrick Henry is Shaq. Let's put it in these terms. Derrick Henry is Shaquille O'Neal. He can
the
stand
greatest
in the
center
post,
of all time.
He can stand in the post and he can dunk, but make him shoot a free throw. Right?
So
He made more free throws than anybody else in NBA history. He made more free throws than anybody else in NBA history. He did.
You are
out
of your mind.
He did. It's true. Look it up. It's a fact.
You're wrong.
Hang on, Combs. If you want to use that terminology there, Wyatt, Derrick Henry is the greatest running back of all time between the guards. You get him outside the
That's still Jim Brown. Stop with the greatest of all time. That's still Jim Brown.
No, but I'm
You're
telling you,
a Bears fan. You should think Sweetness is the greatest running back of all time.
No, I'm talking about between the guards.
4 running backs over. I'll take 4 running backs over Derrick Henry now.
God,
Zeke,
CMC,
Saquon, and your boy Adams. I got you to take Adams over Derrick Henry.
Ooh. See, you lose me with Adams, but yes, I agree with your top 3 for sure.
Because of the reasoning is they are just not running backs. Yes,
Wyatt,
you can give,
go look at
give
Zeke's
them the ball.
numbers. Go look at Zeke's numbers. I promise you, I tried
have Zeke in
because
fantasy. I know Zeke's numbers.
I don't like Zeke, and I'm not a big fan of Zeke. But I tried making him so that he is not the best running back in the league. Zeke's numbers prove it's not even close, man. It's not even close. The numbers aren't even close. But
Ezekiel Elliott has been given everything. He came into the league with the best offensive line in the league. He has had nothing but a prime Pro Bowl offensive line. He has had Dak at quarterback, who's been good at times, could be great, elite at times. Okay, Derrick Henry is the best running back in the league. I hate to break it. And Christian McCaffrey
is not better than Christian McCaffrey or Saquon Barkley or Ezekiel Elliott. You can say, oh, he has the line, he has this, he has that, he has the quarterback.
You want to talk about stats?
Ezekiel Elliott's numbers are like triple what Derrick Henry's are. It's not even close.
He had the most rushing yards in the league this year and last year.
This year.
He also touched the ball 700 times. I mean,
look at
you cannot
he's a bell cow. You
look at the number. Look at the numbers over the last. I don't know what's he been in a running back for 4 years now, right? Look at the numbers over the last 4 years. I'm telling you, his numbers are not even comparable to Ezekiel Elliott's. Not even.
He hasn't had what Zeke's had though. If Derrick Henry was on the Cowboys, I can promise you right now they would have won a Super Bowl by now. I promise.
His numbers would be worse. I guarantee you that.
Yeah.
How he's a better
because they wouldn't hand him because they have Dak and so many other weapons that they're not handing him the ball for 700 times in a season. They're just not.
Facts. Mic drop and moving on to the break, guys. So we are going to take a quick little break. On the other side of the break, we do got J.D. McKay, an interview from last week from the technical difficulties, but we're going to break him on because we do have the best damn interviewer in Floyd County, I guess, because it's not in Southern Indiana because we know who that is. Let's be honest. So we'll be right back, guys, here on the Man Hour.
What is up, Man Hour Nation? It is the Wyatt Williams, the second best interviewer on planet Earth. I am back from all the games last week. I am so happy to be here, and I have a very special guest with me today, the J.D. McKay. How are you today, sir?
Good, how are you guys?
What's up, man? How's it going?
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you.
Yeah, okay. I'm doing good. How are y'all?
Pretty good. Just getting ready for this. So basically, I kind of just wanted to talk with you a little bit about, let's just start with, I'm looking at the shirt there. We got Wheaton on the shirt. You committed to Wheaton. You're playing there right now. So what's it like? What's it like going to Wheaton? What's it like playing at Wheaton? We'll just start with college-wise. What is it like being on campus?
It's been a lot of fun. I mean, obviously everything with COVID is a little bit different. You have to wear masks around the floor, and like around campus you have to wear a mask, but that's just kind of part of life right now. But it's been a lot of fun. There's a lot of good guys here. Everyone at Wheaton pretty much is someone that you could hang out with and be pretty good friends with. The football guys are all like really good dudes. They all really love Jesus, and we all just it's fun to be around each other. We like to mess around with each other and stuff like that. But it's a lot of fun. And the class workload is like tough, but it's not crazy hard or anything like that. So it's been a lot of fun.
Absolutely. So we talked about in the classroom, academics, college, all that stuff. So what about on the field? What's it like being a Wheaton? What's it like being a college football player? We'll just start with that.
That one's a little bit tougher. Like I haven't really been, like I haven't obviously played in the game yet because D3 didn't play in the fall. And I only had 4 weeks of practice. I was in quarantine for 2 of them. But I mean, it's more physical. Everyone's faster than they are in high school. Like most D3 college players, I would assume are one of the better players on the field in high school, and that's not the case anymore. It's all of the best players from high school are now playing with you. So that's a big jump. And I think the biggest difference is the playbook's gotten a lot more complicated. And partly that's because in high school I played linebacker more than really tight end, and now I'm kind of having to flip everything around to be an offensive-minded player. But it's just, I mean, there's a lot of nuances, a lot of just little tiny differences in plays, just like maybe where you're blocking someone if you're hitting them here or on one shoulders or down here on the side. And that's just a big difference on how the running backs hitting the hole and stuff like that.
So you mentioned the offensive transition there. You're playing tight end right now. Are you playing any linebacker at all?
No.
No, is that so? I mean, I know you played a little bit of tight end throughout the years. I remember against. Okay, I'm bringing this one back. Okay, Corden, 8th grade. You had probably one of the best catches I think that I have ever seen an 8th grader make. Okay, have you had any one-handed catches yet since you've been there?
No, I'm not a big one-handed catch guy. Coach knows my dad's not a big one-handed catch guy either. I think, I mean, if you're going to catch it, try to get it with 2. If you have to catch it with 1, then do what you have to do. But if you have the chance to get it with 2, definitely get it with 2 so you don't drop it and then pick up some yards afterwards.
So what are we talking about here, Wyatt? Expand on this. Are we talking like OBJ, one hand freaking leaning back? Or what are we talking about?
It was, okay, so he's running down the right side of the left side of the field. It's toward the sideline. Quarterback overthrows it a little bit, and JD reaches out as far as he can with his arm and, like, fingertip pulls this thing in as he falls down. It was a great catch. It's one of the best catches that I have ever seen a middle schooler make. It was very impressive. And it was at the time that, like, the crazy catches were a big thing in the NFL, where they had that little spark and everything. Everybody was going crazy over the one-handed catches and stuff. So it was a really cool one. But I also want to mention here, you mentioned your dad, okay? Coach McKay, you got to play underneath your dad for a very long time. And we talked to Tristan Polk a little bit about that as well. So kind of expand on that. What is that like to play under your dad? Is there, there's benefits, there's non-benefits? What is it like?
I mean, that question kind of goes back a long time. Like, obviously in high school, there's benefits of having a coach on the team, and especially because he was a DB coach, and I was on the defensive side of the ball too. So, like, we were able to talk about the defense, stuff we were seeing on film and stuff like that. But having a dad who he coached when I was little, and then he quit coaching football when I was like kind of getting to kindergarten and stuff, was that like, even when I was little, we were running like routes in the front yard, and by the time I was probably 3 or 4 years old, I knew how many steps you take on a quick slant and break it in, stuff like that. Just what fade was. He taught me the passing tree when I was like 6. So just stuff like that, like not obviously the same as watching film when you're in high school with him, but you just kind of get that football IQ that builds up and builds up when you have someone with a big football IQ who's your dad. It just really builds up, so it's like easier to make the flip from linebacker to tight end if you have to or whatever.
Now, is there also kind of a benefit to where, like, you get a kind of extensive look at your playbook? So where, like, your normal players go home and that's all the research they get. You go home with the coach every night. So you get to sit down at the dinner table, whatever it may be, at the family movie night, whatever it is, and you get to expand a little more on that. Are there benefits to that, getting extra looks at your playbook, getting to talk with your dad over things like that?
Yeah, I mean, for sure, there definitely are, like, obviously, more hours you're thinking about football, like, the better off you're going to be. We saw that this week with Brady having his house alone for 14 days and going absolutely crazy in the Super Bowl. But, yeah, for sure, like, we kind of talked about guys that we knew would have, like, big matchups that week and had to really play well. Talking about things that I should be reading as a linebacker and, like, where I need to go, how I should be reading things, basically, and kind of some keys they'd have on film and stuff like that. So that was definitely helpful.
Now, JD,
So-
we love the talk about Brady in the Super Bowl because we love rubbing it in Buck's face as much as we can, him being a Chiefs fan and all. But one of the things that you just touched on was, having your dad as a coach. And that's one of the things that, just thinking about all the times that I coached my kids growing up, man, it'll bring tears in my eyes thinking about all the things that we did. And I'm sure that's some of his proudest moments were coaching you and seeing you grow as a player, as it was mine with my kids as well. Let me ask you though, because you do get the benefit of when you're a player, you do get the benefit of, look, your dad's the coach, so when he shows up to the field, you're at the field, so you're there earlier usually than most. You're there longer than most. Now, for you, what is your favorite memory of being a player underneath your dad? What is something that you will always remember and take with you as a player who played for his dad most of his career?
I don't know. I'm gonna have to think about that for a second. One thing you mentioned though, you're always at the field. That's not always a good thing. Sometimes you're at practice and your coach has got a long meeting or something like that, and you're sitting out there by yourself for about an hour waiting for him to leave. But one for sure that came to mind. My dad was a coach, like I said, in Little League, and he was pretty much everyone play whatever they did. Track that it's Little League, it doesn't really matter all that much. And so one year we won the championship. I remember that was a lot of fun. But in high school, the sectional championship probably I don't know. I had a big scoop and score that game. I remember celebrating with him on the sideline, and obviously everyone was super excited after that play. It was pretty much sealed the game for us. But
yeah, man. See that
he knew that
as a
for a
dad,
really long time, and he'd also been working with me for that with a really long time. So
yeah, as a dad, that story just gave me chills. I ain't gonna lie. That's amazing. Like one of my favorite was we didn't even we made it to the championship game, and one of my boys made it, scored the game-winning run as my other son had the game-winning hit. So for me, that's just watching them score and celebrate was just an amazing moment. So being able to celebrate a championship with your dad had to have been just absolutely phenomenal. Now, the next question that we have actually comes from one of our listeners, and that is Drew, who wants to know, what made you decide to become a chaplain?
So I went to a church camp down Baghdad, Kentucky, called Crossings, and something we talked about there is all Christians should, I feel, calling to share the gospel with others, regardless of what you do, whether or not you guys, run a sports talk show or teach in school or just work in a business or sell insurance or whatever you do. You should be spreading the gospel, but you should also, some people feel a calling into full-time ministry. So they talked about kind of feeling the calling and being in about a lot. And my long-term goal is to get into sports ministry, as an FCA leader at a college or a team sports chaplain or something like that. And I just figured Army chaplain would be a good way to do it. It helps, like you see, is a good way, and it's also paying for my college. So.
Yeah, absolutely. And Brian Perto also chimes in and says, "Good luck, JD. We wish you the best."
So JD, just to follow up with that question that like a viewer just had, some of the best chaplains, preachers, the church guys that give the sermons each and every week, that they have some of the greatest life experience. My cousin, for example, he did not find Jesus or God until much later in life. So he had a very hard travel road, and he went down some bad paths, and then he came back, and now he is probably one of the best preachers that I know, and I love listening to him each and every week. What kind of life experience are you going to be able to pass down to that next generation of kids?
Yeah, I'd say for sure right now, obviously I'm in my freshman year of college, so I have a lot of life still to live. I don't know. I think You know, a lot of being in a position like that as a chaplain or something like that is building relationships with guys. And as you build relationships with them, like you're able to share experiences and be a lot more intimate with them and stuff like that, and like your stories and whatever it may be, and really get to, I don't know, just share them better. I'm sure like, I mean, I've had to do like hard work and stuff like that for football, but I think that's a little different than what you're talking about. So we'll just have to see over the next.
All right, well, wrap it up with the last question here.
So, JD, my final question for you here, buddy, okay? So, there's a lot of great athletes in Floyd Central in their football program this year at the senior class. And I've asked every single guy that was in your class so far. We've had Calvin, and many other people, Trace, anybody you could bring with you to Wheaton right now, who would you want to bring of everybody in the graduating class below you that just ended at Floyd Central?
I'm not sure. That's an interesting question. Part of being a Wheaton football player is you just live your life a little bit differently than everyone else. Like I said, you live your life for Christ, basically. Like you're sold out for Him. But like, I mean, just the aspect of it, I had a lot of fun playing with Landon. Like he was a dog at safety behind me. It's nice linebacker, someone you really trust behind you at safety. And he and Trace were both guys actually, and Landon also for us on offense. So maybe him. Calvin, I had a lot of fun playing with too. I had a lot of fun playing with. He had a pretty brutal career, like tore his ACL twice, I believe. So just giving him a chance to play football again in college, which I'm sure he's going to. Hopefully, he will be good for him too. So I don't know, probably one of those couple guys. Like I said, Trace, Landon, Calvin, or Dude, probably.
Alrighty, guys, that is going to be it for JD McKay. JD, as always, thanks for joining us, man. Wish you nothing but the best this year in the upcoming spring football season. And you are doing track as well. So are you doing both at the same time, or is track at a different time than football?
No, yeah, track right now. We had our first meet last Saturday.
And how did you do?
I did okay for my first solid meet. Like it's a heavier shot put and stuff. I threw just under 11 meters, so I was pretty happy with that.
Hit the weight room, kid. Alrighty, JD. Thank you for joining us, man, and we'll get you next time
sure.
right here on the Man Hour, guys. All right, guys, so that is J.D. McKay. Like I said, he is a Wheaton football player, and he also throws a shot put for the track team as well. A very, very good young man, well-spoken. We're having a little bit of connection issues there, like, toward the end, but he is a very, very well-spoken guy, and I am glad to have got the ability to know him for the last 3 years, so very excited for him up at Wheaton. Any closing thoughts, guys, before we head to a quick little break?
I think we're good. I think I love the way he touched on Tom Brady and how he balled out in the Super Bowl. I thought that was great. I didn't get a chance to ask him about. I wanted to continue our argument through JD and ask him if he would take Derrick Henry at number 1 or if he wanted CMC or, I'll have to ask him that next time.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to ask him that next time. But right here on the Man Hour, you guys are we're going to take a quick little break. On the other side of the break, guys, we're going to talk to some more Super Bowl. We do have some comments to address. I saw Drew was active in the comments during our last break. So, guys, we do have much more up here coming up on the Man Hour. We'll be right back. And welcome back to the Man Hour, guys. Michael Buckhush along with Brandon Combs and Wyatt Williams. If you guys have missed any part of the show whatsoever, head over to youtube.com/Man Hour as we do upload the clips each and every day. I'm trying to get a little bit better at that, and we're shortening clips down, so there'll be 3 to 5 minute clips on there as well. But if you want to watch the full episode or listen to the full episode, you can check us out on iTunes, iHeartRadio, and Spotify as well. But of course, we are live every Monday through Thursday right here on youtube.com/Man Hour at 8 p.m. East Coast time. So, guys, welcome back to the show here as we gain our bearings here. We got about another half hour left in the show, and there's tons of comments to get through here. So, Combs, if you just want to go ahead and start bringing up the comments here, and we'll try to address some of those comments as they come through.
Yeah, man. Look, the chat has been blowing up all night, guys. We absolutely love it. We thank you guys from the bottom of our heart. Let's see here. Let's go with. Let's start down here. I think it would be tough having my dad as a coach due to the expectations.
Yeah, so
It will be tough.
I mean, as a normal dad, yes, but Coach McKay, he is the most level-headed person that you will ever meet. Like, he is the most realist. So he is a spitting image of JD 100%. A great man, a great person with a great head on his shoulders, and has some good football IQ as well.
I mean,
so.
I'll tell you, my sons always had it harder because I was the coach. Like I expected more out of them. I expected to be better leaders. It's just a part of being the coach and having to set an example and all that, and you want your kids to carry on that example and all that. So it is a little bit tougher for the coach's kids sometimes.
Can I toot somebody's horn here a little bit?
Sure.
One of the hardest coach, but one of the hardest workers that I know that I have ever met are the Polks. Jamie Polk and Tristan Polk. Jamie was so hard on Tristan, but Tristan was just as hard on himself and guys, Tristan Polk is going to be an NFL quarterback. Right here.
I do not think that's a hot take whatsoever. I couldn't agree with you more. Genuinely, I've said if it was not for COVID, I can tell you right now, Tristan Polk would be a Power 5 quarterback right now. There's like a Big Ten quarterback. He has a perfect frame. He's 6'4", like 215, 210 right now. Yeah. That is a pro style quarterback, and he's got an arm like nobody's business.
You put some meat on his bones. I'm talking like 15 more pounds. He is a spitting image of Josh Allen.
Yeah, he trucks like him too. He ain't scared to drop that shoulder.
Trey comes on. Hey, what's going on, Trey?
I think that's due to JD's comment saying he would take Trey, right, with him, or what was the strong
Trace?
He take Trace.
Yeah.
Trey. Okay. Trey is a basketball player in Southern Indiana. He goes to Silver Creek, and he's going to Purdue. He's number 30 in the nation right now. So appreciate you tuning in, big guy.
Combs, we literally interviewed him like 2 weeks ago.
No, I know. I thought hey, in high school you play more than one sport, so I just thought maybe he was playing football.
Not here. Like usually, like you're kind of like a one star.
Well, look,
I'm
one
trick
from
pony.
Southern Indiana, man.
Well, I mean, to be honest, like that is kind of like the nature of the beast. Like nowadays, like you have to play one sport 24/7 till you have a chance at looking at colleges.
That's true. JD says I'm taking Jonathan Taylor, especially behind Big Q.
That's not a bad choice. That ain't a bad choice.
The problem with that is the Colts have that great 1-2 punch. They have Jonathan Taylor, and they got Mac too, which he'll be back from injury next year.
Raheem Hines as well.
Yeah, they have Raheem Hines too.
Colts are dangerous, boys.
They are absolutely. Then Penelope chimes in and says Silver Creek, both boys and girls teams are going strong. Wishing them the best all the way to state wins.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. Silver Creek boys and girls. I've got the opportunity to call both teams games. They're both without a doubt going to win state. I mean, it's incredible what they got going on with the with the girls team. They have Gasaway. Both the Stuyvesant girls are incredible. Rooney as well. I mean, they're just a great team all the way around. And then with the boys team, there is 4 D1 guys that are in the starting 5. They have the number 30. 2 of them. They have the number 30 player in the nation in Trey Kaufman. Cooper Jacoby is a top player in the nation. Brandon Northern's going to be a great point guard somewhere wherever he goes D1. And then same with Kyle Roberts, who they have right now. They are loaded with talent. and they've got it made down there right now. And they have a great coach over top of both programs.
Yeah. And then Drew says, one more running back you haven't mentioned is Kamara. Hard time choosing between him or him. See, I disagree with that one because Kamara coming out of the backfield does not scare you unless he's catching a pass. Like I don't.
I would take Kamara over CMC. I would. I think he's a better runner.
Say that again.
He's a better guy with the ball in his hands. More shifty. I would take Kamara.
So you are saying that you will give him the ball in the open field? No. So you are correct. In the open field, Alvin Kamara is more shifty and more dangerous than Patrick McCaffrey in the open field. But you have to get him the ball in the open field. And how do you do that? Swing passes, not running the ball.
Christian McCaffrey is dangerous in the open field too. Have you ever seen this kid in the open field?
Yeah, I would give Alvin Kamara the nod in the open field.
Oh yeah, Alvin Kamara's a dog. He's crazy.
Christian McCaffrey is a north and south runner like as well, but he's just better at it than Derrick Henry.
Oh my God, we're going nuts here. We got to rope this back in.
As Blake
says trade.
So like before we went off topic there. So Combs, like, I know you weren't from the Southern Indiana area, but every week our local CBS station, I think or maybe it's ABC, like I don't know, they do like a high school team spotlight thing. The Silver Creek girls hit like 67 three-pointers in a row, like during practice. Like they all like lined up like
That's
on the
ridiculous.
Switch. Like it was
That's
actually really, really cool. So, guys, let's go ahead and get back into the Super Bowl talk here. As you guys know, the Bucs won 31-9. Yeah, congratulations, good job. You had a stack team with the refs. So with that being said, on social media, actually, the post game, Tom Brady said he is coming back for next year. Gronk and Bruce Arians said they're coming back for next year. Mike Evans says he is willing to take a pay cut to quote run it back. So Combs, are the Buccaneers poised to run it back next year in 2022?
Is Tom Brady still their quarterback?
Nice. Apparently, he's coming back.
Then yes, they're still a threat. Look, Tom Brady. I'm convinced that Tom Brady could go to the Jets next year, and they're going to the Super Bowl.
Oh,
like that's how good Tom Brady. Like I mean, seriously, it's not that. I don't bet against Tom Brady. Yes, they're gonna run it back. Oh my God.
And as Blake says, no, because the Eagles are coming. The Eagles are coming from last place into third place.
With Nick Foles as their starting quarterback, because the Bears are about to trade for the name brand cereal box of Mitch Trubisky and Carson Wentz.
Hey, but you guys are also giving up Roquan too. Did you see the most recent trade that was proposed?
I don't even want to talk.
Roquan a first and Nick Foles for just Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz. The Chicago Bears are geniuses with their trades. I love it.
Why is Ryan Pace a GM? Why?
As a Eagle supporter, guys, Nick Foles is great in Eagle blue or in Eagle green. Any other team, he is a bad quarterback. But in Philly, for some reason, he plays really, really well.
Might just be a system guy. His system just works in Philly.
But it's not the system. It's been different systems, though.
Well, not really. I mean, he's been now it's going to be a different system, but every time he's been there, it's been pretty much Doug Peterson. He caught a little bit of the Chip Kelly time. He caught a little bit of that, but really after that, it's been built on what they've had before Doug Peterson was fired. They kind of built up to that now. Now that he's gone, we'll see where everything pans out to. But I mean, I don't know. I was never a big believer in Nick Foles as it was. No offense to the Pirtles and the Zenders. I know you guys are huge Eagles guys. I love the Eagles too with you guys, all that stuff. But like, I feel like he rode the wave off of what Carson Wentz did. I always felt like Carson Wentz got him to that point, and he kind of, it's almost like he made a wake, and he just kind of rode the rest of the way out. Like that's essentially what I honestly saw from it.
Do you know what Carson Wentz is? So when you go to the grocery store, right, and you're in the cereal aisle, and you've got the big old family-sized box of Cocoa Pebbles, but then you've got right next to it is a $2 bag, and it's like a 5-pound bag of what they call Cocoa Rocks. Okay,
that.
so Mitch Trubisky is the Cocoa Rocks, and Carson Wentz is the Cocoa Pebbles. There's no difference. One's just a bigger name than the other. So stop with the
unpopular
Carson
opinion.
Wentz
Here we go. You ready?
anything more than Mitch Trubisky. I'm done.
Unpopular opinion. You ready?
First round draft pick. Are you out of your damn mind?
Unpopular opinion. You ready for this? When Carson Wentz is healthy, when he is healthy and 100%, Carson Wentz is a top 10 quarterback in the league. 100%. 100%.
The show just got a lot better here, and yeah, I mean, like I wouldn't disagree with you. I mean, look at
He was
that.
an MVP candidate.
Yeah, he had an MVP season until he went towards ACL, right? And
Yep.
and so, but ever since then he hasn't been healthy, right? I mean, he's been like 80% tops, maybe, with no wide receiver help, no offensive line.
Offensive line. That's what I saw. A bunch of memes yesterday. I saw a bunch of memes yesterday that were like, it was like Carson Wentz standing there like looking to the side and smiling, and it's like, imagine what it would be like to play with no offensive lineman, Patrick Mahomes, and it had Carson Wentz like, hey, I live that.
Terrible.
He does every single time.
So the Wentz trade is obviously starting to heat up again. So I mean, like we thought he was going to stay in Philly after they let their coaching staff go. Yeah, Bears season for the next 12 was going to be terrible. But does Carson Wentz to the Colts make them Super Bowl champions next year, Wyatt?
Yes. Yes, it does. 100%. Frank Reich. And think about it. What happened the last time Frank Reich and Carson Wentz were a thing? The Eagles went to the Super Bowl and won. Okay, yes, he didn't win that Super Bowl game.
Nick Foles and won.
No, they did not. He rode the wave. The defense led the way. His weapons led the way.
Play in the Super Bowl was Carson.
Nobody got him there. He got him the bye week. He got him the home games. And Nick Foles beat Tom Brady, 100%. All respect to him. He played great in that Super Bowl. But the whole way there, look at the NFC Championship that year. The Eagles dominated the Vikings. They killed them because the defense was interception, fumble, interception, touchdown, fumble, touchdown. The defense led them that rest of the way.
You should stick to mock drafts because once these players get drafted, you clearly stop watching the game.
So Combs, let me ask you this question: if Wentz isn't a top 10
I swear to God, if it's coming to the Bears,
I
swear to God, I'm gonna flip out. Do not ask me about Carson Wentz coming to the Bears.
If Carson Wentz goes to the Bears, are they a playoff-bound team?
Nobody is a play.
Nobody cares what you say because the Bears are going to suck anyways, Combs. Like, let's be flat out honest, man. Oh. Yeah, that's a great
salty
meme that you got.
Salty. Watch, the Packers one's going to come up here in a minute. I'm calling it now. Before the end of the show, he will play the Packers and
So Combs, in all honesty, if you do not think Carson Wentz is a top 10 quarterback in the league, where do you think he lands? As far as ranking wise,
I can't imagine any legit GM, and that's why I do think he's going to end up coming to the Bears because Ryan Pace is an idiot and he's going to get fleeced on a trade. But no team in this league should be giving up a first-round draft pick plus a player for Carson Wentz. If the Bears
Smith,
do,
the future middle linebacker of the league.
Foles, shut up, Wyatt! I swear to freaking God, I'm
future middle linebacker face of the league.
All the hair out of your head is coming. Oh my God. You know what? Wherever we meet, we need to meet at a gym with an octagon in it.
I'll just put a Kevin King poster on you, and then it'll be Rumble Tumble time.
Anyway,
you won't stand a chance if you have a Kevin King jersey on. All right.
You don't give up a first round. If the Bears are going to go after a Carson Wentz, they need to give up maybe a third round draft pick and no other player involved in it. Like that. That's what Carson Wentz is worth. So then, don't move him. Don't move. This is my offer to you, a third round draft, because that's all Carson Wentz is worth to any team, not just the Bears, to any team in the league.
He almost won MVP with a torn ACL.
Third round pick.
He almost won MVP with a torn ACL.
Combs, I think you need to check your temperature because every free agent quarterback that has come out, you said bring him to the Bears, bring him to the Bears. Seriously, like the one quarterback you guys legitimately have a chance of getting and making a solid run at a playoff. You're like, I don't want him. He sucks. Do you even know what a good quarterback is anymore, Combs?
Blake Zender. Then keep him. That's what I'm telling. If I'm a GM and you come at me and said I need a player and a first-round draft pick, I'm telling you, fine. Then Carson Wentz is your quarterback. Because I'm not giving you a first-round draft pick and a player.
You say he's not top 10. Can you name me 9 quarterbacks right now? Then 10 quarterbacks then right now, logistically, that are better than Carson Wentz.
Yes, I can.
When he's healthy and when he's 100%, when he has a good offensive line,
and you know what?
he's
Jameis
gonna
Winston is one of
have all
them.
that. Oh my God. You better never tell me I have a hot take like that again. Just come over. Done.
I would take Jameis Winston over Carson Wentz every single day of the week.
Okay, 9 more to go.
Oh, all right. Patty Mahomes, Russell Wilson, Tom Brady, Jesus Christ, Matthew Stafford. Let's see, Drew Bledsoe.
Getting thin.
No, you have to. We're talking about active quarterbacks in the NFL.
Not Drew Bledsoe. I'm talking Drew Brees is what I meant.
Drew Brees
to say.
retired. Drew Brees is not
active
count.
quarterbacks in the NFL.
Okay, so then
Drew
you're talking
Bledsoe,
about
Doug Flutie, Troy Aikman,
Peyton Manning. You named 5. That's it.
Okay.
No, I'm telling.
There's 5.
All right, so I'm horrible with names. The kid out of San Diego. The rookie
Jimmy
out of
G?
San Diego. I would take Joe Burrows. I would take
Herbert Burrow.
Deshaun Watson. I would take. Let's see here. I'm running out of teams here.
Yeah, you are.
The kid out of the Vegas there.
Derek Carr.
Stop it. You would take Derek Carr over Carson Wentz fully healthy.
Absolutely.
Carr is a good
what are you
quarterback.
talking about?
Okay,
I'm not saying Carr's a bad quarterback, but I'm just saying, did you just
9.
forget?
No, hang on, Wyatt. Hang on.
I'll
9.
wait.
Come on. There's 9.
Jimmy G.
You already said Jimmy G.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did. The guy from San Francisco.
I did not say the guy from San Francisco. I said the guy from All right, so hold on. Give me 2 seconds here, and I will tell you. Let
me Google top 10 quarterbacks in the league.
No, Josh Allen, Tua. I just had to look at team names so I could start thinking. Lamar Jackson, Tua. Like, what are you talking? I would take the what's his face out of the Jets.
Daniel Jones or
Darnold.
Sam Darnold.
Sam Darnold. I take him over Carson Wentz.
So basically, what you're saying to me is, from those 10 quarterbacks, 1 is available. Deshaun Watson is the only quarterback available. So if you guys want a quarterback, Carson Wentz is your answer.
He's not the only one available. Jimmy G is available.
The 49ers are not moving from Jimmy G.
Jimmy G is not better than Carson Wentz.
If Deshaun Watson goes to the Jets, Sam Darnold's available. Like there are going to be
Sam Darnold would be in
available.
Houston.
Maybe. Houston's just like the Bears. They'll probably get fleeced in the trade.
You are telling me like
Pebbles.
But seriously though, you named me 9 quarterbacks, and then you started rattling off names just to fill that 10th
because
spot.
you asked, tell me to name 10 quarterbacks you would take over Carson Wentz. He is not a top 10 He's not. He might not even be a top 20 quarterback in this league.
Did you forget about his MVP season?
So
he didn't
what?
have an MVP season. He had an MVP caliber season.
He had a MVP
you know who else won an MVP
season that
season?
ended in an ACL tear.
Cam Newton won an MVP. Cam Newton actually won an MVP.
Yeah. Also led his team to the Super Bowl.
Yes, it doesn't mean that he's great right now.
Different.
Doesn't mean he's great right now.
Cam Newton did that a long time ago.
No,
Cam Newton
you know
did that
what?
5,
You're
6
talking about
years
his
ago.
MVP season. His MVP season was more about his team because his team was so good that their backup took him and won the Super Bowl.
Carson Wentz did everything on that team. Dude, Carson Wentz,
and
they
then
literally called him the magician that season.
And then his backup came in and won the Super Bowl and beat Tom Brady. Won 3 playoff games on the road and beat Tom Brady.
So hang on for me 1 second.
That team was good. It wasn't Carson Wentz.
There was also a backup quarterback by the name of Colin Kaepernick that led his team to the Super Bowl as well. Alex Smith got knocked out for a concussion in the final 4 or 5 games of the season. So are you telling me that Colin Kaepernick was a top 10 quarterback in the league?
I'm telling you that Colin Kaepernick, no. And I'm not telling you that. I'm telling you that Colin Kaepernick took a team to the Super Bowl that was good. The team was good. It wasn't.
So you
Alex
are saying
Smith.
that the Eagles were good as well, then, right?
That's what I just said. Are you not listening, Buck?
But you're saying,
Buck, turn your hearing aid up.
But But what I'm trying to get at is that the quarterback made that team good, and the team rose to success because they knew how to support a backup.
The team rose to the success because the team was good. The quarterback at that point was irrelevant. They could have put.
Come on now.
Come on now. Look, are you out of your mind? Look at what Nick Foles did. What else has Nick Foles done other than that one playoff run? Nothing. Come on.
Because every time he does well in Philly, he gets traded to a different team, so he never has a chance to grow there.
No.
Tim Leonard says he would take Marcus Mariota over Wentz.
Tim Leonard also said the Chiefs are going to win the Super Bowl 45-17.
What Marcus Mariota are we referring
Sorry,
to?
Tim.
Like the first couple years in Tennessee or the last couple years in Tennessee, Marcus Mariota?
No Marcus Mariota has ever been better than Carson Wentz. I am sorry. Oregon Mariota was better than North Dakota State Carson Wentz. How about that? I'll give you that.
No, that's a bold statement there, Cotton.
Stacey, I disagree with this statement. The quarterback is never irrelevant. I can name you. Rex Grossman was irrelevant when the Bears went to the Super Bowl.
But you can't be a chump.
What are you talking about? Rex Grossman wasn't a chump?
He had to have some good plays, didn't he? That was a great playoff
run.
Won
4 games they won 4 games that year without scoring an offensive touchdown in those games. That team was defense.
Were any of those games playoff games?
The 2000
How many of those games were playoff
Ravens.
games? How many of those games were playoff games?
I think 2 of them actually were playoff games.
Oh, come on. Now you're pulling shit out of your ass.
Oh,
I'm telling you right now, go back and look at it. They did not – that defense got them to the Super Bowl.
I'm not saying the defense didn't. I'm just saying you can't be a chump at quarterback and ride to a Super Bowl.
Who was the quarterback for the Ravens in 2000?
Trent Dilfer.
Trent Dilfer, yeah. You can't
chump.
be half of a donut sandwich and be a quarterback in the NFL and lead your team to the Super Bowl. You have to make plays. There has to be a moment where you as the quarterback make a pass.
If you think Carson
good.
Wentz is a top 10 quarterback in this league when he's healthy, you do not know the game of football. And I know that you know the game of football, but you are dead wrong about Carson Wentz.
Watch his MVP season. Go back and watch his MVP season.
He never had an MVP season.
He did. He tore his ACL, but stopped that.
Let me see the MVP with his name on it.
He missed 5 games because of an ACL tear and still finished second in the MVP race. That's how good he was.
Dak Prescott almost freaking had his leg tore off his body and still led the league in passing for the next 5 weeks. What's your point?
That's because he's throwing 400 yards a game.
Well, yeah, that's because he's that. You want to revert? You want to revert to Derrick Henry taking the ball 30 times? We'll revert to Dak Prescott throwing the ball 50 times.
True. So Combs, let me get your definition of a chump quarterback. Because like you said that you said that Trent Dilfer was a chump quarterback as well. And like I think of a chump quarterback spending 1 to 2 years in the league and then kind of flicking out.
Nick Foles. Nick Foles is a chump quarterback.
Nick Foles has been
in the league.
Oh my God.
But what has he done in the league? He's been a career backup.
He won a Super Bowl.
Yes, he won a Super Bowl. That's what I'm talking about. That was the one year that he had. The one good year he had was on that Eagles team. And he got traded to a shitty team. That Eagles team was so good they could have plugged
What is he supposed to do? What was he supposed to do in Jacksonville? Combs, what was he supposed to do in Jacksonville or Chicago? Where dysfunction is key.
First of all, if there was a good quarterback in Chicago, they have the weapons in Chicago. So you can use Jacksonville.
You got 2 good quarterbacks.
Chicago. Get the
You got 2 quarterbacks. Mitchell Trubisky, he was the best quarterback taken out of that draft, right? I mean, so obviously, the Bears see something in him. Combs is going to sit here and pout for the rest of the show because the point is
get him the mask and the gloves. He's got the Bernie going on.
I really wish I could like drop and put stuff on his face right now. That'd be really, really funny. But why we do got to get to a break, and Combs has got to get his coffee because he's getting cranky and old and he needs to wake up a little bit. So guys, on the other side of the break, we are going to wrap up the show here. So if you have enjoyed the show whatsoever, be sure to hit that like button and share this with a couple friends as well. If you missed any part of the show whatsoever, you can check out the podcast form on iTunes, iHeartRadio as well, or you can head over to manhourradio.com, check out the website, and they'll upload it over there as well. So guys, we'll be right back here on the Man Hour. And welcome back to the Man Hour, guys. Michael Buckhoster along with Brandon Combs and Wyatt Williams. If you guys have missed any part of the show whatsoever, we can download the podcast from iTunes, Spotify, or iHeartRadio as well. If you do download that, hit that follow button and also leave us a review. It helps the show a lot. So you guys have been very active in the comment section tonight, and we couldn't thank you more for that. The fan interaction helps the show grow more and more and more because it tricks the algorithm. Well, it doesn't trick the algorithm, it triggers the algorithms, I should say, to bring in more fans into the show. So guys, thank you for the support over there as the loyalty points are rolling up as well. Like I said, guys, we are giving away a gift at the end of this week. If you head over to youtube.com/Man Hour, just be interactive there on the show. You have to be a subscriber, and if you interact with us throughout the show, you get some loyalty points as well. So Combs, before we head to the break, you were kind of a pouty Nancy there. Karen, are you okay?
What? Let's not talk about Carson Wentz. Move on. It's a joke.
He's the best quarterback in the league, no cap.
I swear to God, I cannot wait to see you in person. I'm gonna kick you in the shin so hard.
So, all right. So let's get back into the Super Bowl Hangover show here, and all for the last 2 weeks, guys. The Super Bowl was hyped up to be the best Super Bowl of all time. The GOAT versus the kid, Mahomes versus Brady, 6 versus 1. You know, like the passing of the torch, yada yada. Why I'm going to pass this to you first here, since Combs is still pouting here and he needs to go wipe his tears. Was this the worst Super Bowl of all time?
No, it was not the worst Super Bowl of all time. It was one of the worst Super Bowls of all time, but it was not the worst. The worst was the Broncos Seattle Super Bowl. That was like, what was it, like 48-9, something like that. 40, some crazy number. That one was god awful. Okay, start off on the safety and just went haywire from there. But it was very relatively close to that. I mean, at least we had moments in the game where it was competitive. We had, plays where it was competitive. There were a couple times where Mahomes would lay out and, like we've mentioned it 1,000 times, was parallel with the ground, made a couple of great throws. It was cool to me to see Rob Gronkowski catch some touchdown passes from Tom. I mean, we've seen it all year, but it was cool to kind of see that connection again. I mean, if you saw the video of them right after the Super Bowl and after the presentation and all that, they saw the they got together, they walked over to each other, they saw each other, they hugged each other, and was like, "Hey, we did it again, buddy." Now instead of, because we can't debate anything on Brady right now because he's the GOAT. Now the biggest debate in sports is going to be, is Brady and Gronk the best quarterback receiver duo of all time? That's what the new debate's going to be. That's what I'm thinking here, and I don't know if I can disagree with that. They have, 14, 15 touchdown pass to catch in the Super Bowl, just the Super Bowl, the game that everybody dreams of making. They have 14 touchdowns in that game, which is unreal. That should not be a thing. That should not be legal. I mean, it's those two together are literally lethal. I mean, we all saw it, and Combs 100% called it. I got to give him kudos on that. He said it's going to be a big tight end game. Now, why he didn't bet on Gronk, I don't know. Okay, that was Combs' call, but
scared.
He was correct. You should have went with your gut, my man, because you were correct.
Bring in my clippers, and I'm gonna shave your head after you're down after kicking bull shins too. No, this was not the most boring Super Bowl of all time. It wasn't the worst Super Bowl of all time. I mean, you had that Broncos one that you mentioned, but I also, you had the Bears and the Patriots. Was that 45-10 back in Super Bowl 20? That game was not competitive at all. You've got there was one of the Buffalo Bills Super Bowl that I can't remember which one it was. One of the 4 that they went to in the 90s. There was one of them they just got blown away. Was not very competitive. But not only that, but we are just 1 year removed from watching the Chiefs erase deficits like they faced yesterday. So at no point at any time until the clock, really started to go against them, I think under 2 minutes was when you finally said, yeah, this one's over. the Chiefs are that good and they are that high powered that they were never really out of this game until the final whistle. So that's why I think that there was always that excitement, because you knew they were capable. Not that the way that yesterday went wasn't definitive of how it was going to finish up, but because you knew there was a chance. It might have only been a 2% chance, but it was a chance. And so for that reason, I don't think that was the worst Super Bowl of all time. Not even close.
Yeah, Combs, let me kind of piggyback on what you said there. Like, yes, the Chiefs were the comeback kids like last year, right? But this game just had a different feel. Like, you never had that feel like they were on the verge of breaking out. Me, like as me as a Kansas City Chiefs fan, like I just never had that sense of like, okay, we are going to get, like, hey, like it is going to happen. Hey, like it is going to happen. If I believe it was the second quarter when the Chiefs were when the Patriots scored their second touchdown to be at 14-3. Patrick Mahomes looked dejected on the sidelines. He was not his chipper self, getting the guys up, getting them hype. Mean the like on the defensive side of the ball for the Chiefs, they were fighting amongst each other and then getting in the faces of like the Bucs offensive line. I mean, it was just it was a totally different, undisciplined feel like to this whole game. And the reason why I think this was the worst Super Bowl ever, just because like we never had that Super Bowl hype. Yes, it's a whole COVID thing. The Chiefs didn't fly down until Saturday night or something, and like honestly, it felt like a regular season football game, a mid-season football game. The Bucs were at home. They had the home field advantage. They were playing the music like on the Chiefs' third down. I mean, it was a home field advantage for the Bucs all game, and it felt like a regular season game to me, 100%. I mean, it was just.
Well, I even saw from that fan app where they like calculate the tickets sold and all that stuff. It was like 78. Excuse me. It was like 78% Buccaneers and 22% Chiefs. Like it was legitimately like just a regular season game as for a home field advantage on that one. So, I think that also played a big part in it. There were little things like it's nice to sleep in your own bed at night. Tom Brady got to sleep in his own bed. The entire team did. And then go to the stadium the next day. Patrick Mahomes
on an airplane.
Exactly. Patrick Mahomes was on an airplane. So there are a lot of little things like that they got the advantage on the home and yes, the rest. But it does boil down to the sheer fact that Tom Brady, excuse me, was so dominant in this game, and the defense was so dominant in this game that nobody was going to stop that. Like, I hate to break it to all the Chiefs fans out there that this one was settled. There was nothing anybody could have changed about that.
So I haven't brought this up like all show because it's kind of been like a minute point, but you guys keep telling me like how dominant Tom Brady was. He only threw the ball 21 times for 201
Yeah, that defense
yards.
To me was dominant. When people keep saying Tom Brady, they even gave him the MVP. It wasn't him. It was that defense won that Super Bowl for them. Yeah. Tom Brady played really well. I mean, the Bucs clicked on all cylinders. They played a solid game all the way around. But that defense to me was up there. Now, Drew wants to know why people are blaming Mahomes. He showed up to play. The rest of the team forgot to set their alarms and show up. So, Buck, you're the Chiefs fan. Why do you think people are blaming Mahomes?
It is a quarterback.
Man, our nation, rise up